Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wrong Ones. Today we're going to be discussing the Rajasthan Royals, the franchise that won the inaugural season in 2008. And with us on this podcast today, we've got Noor, me, and Kabir as usual. Kabir's going to put on his video a bit later. He's a bit busy right now. And along with that, we've got with us Jash Bhairwani, who is a lifelong fan of the Rajasthan Royals. He supported them since one took them to the title in 2008. So as usual, we're going to go through the strengths, the weaknesses, have a bit of a discussion about each other's views before we go on to the best 11s, the X Factor players, and a surprise package that we pick in this particular franchise. Before we all conclude with predicting where we think this team is going to finish up in the league table. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Josh to talk about some of the strengths that he believes Rajasthan Royals has this season. Over to you, Josh.
Thank you, Ahaan, Noor, and Kabir for having me on this podcast. I'm really excited to share my insights and talk about Rajasthan Royals for the next IPL season. The first strength that I believe that Rajasthan Royals has in their squad this year is fast bowling backups for our primary pace bowler, Jofra Archer. So Jofra Archer is a very injury-prone bowler. And the weaknesses that we had in our previous IPL seasons was there was no cover for Jofra Archer. So when he got injured in the last season, we didn't have a lot of squad depth to cover for him. But this year we have the likes of Tom Curran, O'Shane Thomas, and Andrew Tye, who can step up and take wickets, bowl in the death overs, and they have proven themselves in the Big Bash League and a previous season. So we have fast bowling experience in the squad. And another strength that I feel that Rajasthan Royals has for the season is a strong starting overseas players in the starting 11. So we have the likes of Steve Smith, Josh Butler, Ben Stokes, and of course Jofra Archer. These are players who are currently at the top level in international cricket right now. Most of them are performing really well in Test cricket, but they all have even proven in the T20 format. And they're all match winners, which I feel is really important for Rajasthan Royals to have. So according to me, these two would be the strengths of Rajasthan Royals in the next IPL season.
Thank you, Josh. And now, Noor, do you have anything to add on what you think are their key strengths?
No, I completely agree. I think their overseas firepower is pretty extraordinary. I mean, they have like Ben Stokes, Josh Butler, Jofra Archer. I mean, this is ridiculous at this point. I think if they're all healthy and if they all get to play the maximum amount of matches, given everything that's going on, I think Rajasthan will really depend on them. So I think their overseas firepower is really great. I also think that they have some really cool young talent in terms of Indian batsmen. So Jaiswal is the obvious example, but they have some really interesting spinning options as well there in terms of young Indian talent. So even if they don't have the best season this season, I really hope they have good debut seasons in which they do really well and they can really build a platform for the next year maybe.
Perfect. And one strength that I believe that Rajasthan have that hasn't been addressed as yet is I believe they have a lot of flexibility and options in their top 5 to 6 players because they've got the options of Butler, Jaiswal, as Noor spoke about, Uthappa, Smith, Samson, Stokes. They're all really flexible most of them can bat anywhere from the top 2 to 3, 4, 5. And depending on the situation that Rajasthan are faced with, they can change it up. So if they're chasing a high score, they can put Butler up there and they can maybe put him up with Samson to get the runs flowing quickly. Whereas if they're chasing a more gettable score, they can ask Uthappa to set a base and make sure that he takes the team through. So that's, I think, one of their key strengths that they have this season as well.